is the best tool ever devised for understanding how the world works.
Science is a very human form of knowledge. We are always at the brink of the known.
Science is a collaborative enterprise spanning the generations. We remember those who prepared the way, seeing for them also.
If you're scientifically literate, the world looks very different to you, and that understanding empowers you.
There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
We can do science, and with it, we can improve our lives.
There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
The story of humans is a story of ideas that shine light into dark corners.
Scientists love mysteries. They love not knowing.
I don't feel frightened by not knowing things. I think it's much more interesting.
There's a larger universal reality of which we are all a part.
The further we probe into the universe, the more remarkable are the discoveries we make.
The quest for the truth in and of itself is a story that's filled with insights.
There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
We can do science, and with it, we can improve our lives.
There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
The story of humans is a story of ideas that shine light into dark corners.
From our lonely point in the cosmos, we have, through the power of thought, been able to peer back to a brief moment after the beginning of the universe.
I think that science changes the way your mind works, to think a little more deeply about things.
Science replaces private prejudice with publicly verifiable evidence. There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
We can do science, and with it, we can improve our lives.
Life is made out of cells. Cells make copies of themselves. And they make copies of themselves. And they make copies of themselves. Different cells have different jobs, but they all have one thing in common. Inside of every cell is a twisted ladder, a recipe for life called DNA. The directions are written out in the ladder's rungs where they can be found in every cell of everything that lives. A cell knows what it has to do to grow into some moss or a shrew, algae or a kangaroo, bug or a sunflower, a frog, a fish, or you. Cells are small, too small to see, but together they can make a tree. Within the cell there's a tiny spiral staircase that tells the cell just how it's going to grow. The instructions are spelled out in letters, one on every step, in a language that the cell knows how to read. Inside the cell is a tiny double helix, another fancy word for DNA, which could also be a spiral staircase, which could also be a twisted ladder, which could also be a spring. staircase, which could also be a twisted ladder or a crazy looking spring.
Photosynthesis does not involve a camera or a synthesizer, although that's interesting too. Photosynthesis is how plants take light from the sun and turn it into energy. It's actually a thing on which most life depends here on the planet Earth.
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
Cells taking carbon dioxide, now that's the air that we breathe out.
Combines it with water and exposes it to sunlight, and that's how plants can make their own
Photosynthesis, plants make oxygen and humans need oxygen to breathe.
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intention? Weird science, elastic tubes and pots and pans, bits and pieces, and the magic from my hand will make it weird science. Things I've never seen before. Behind doors, an imagination. Weird science. Not what teachers said to do. Making dreams come true. Living tissue, warm flesh. Weird science. Plastic tubes and pots and pans, bits and pieces, bits and pieces. My creation, is it real? It's my creation. Ooh, my creation. It's my creation. Weird science. Weird science. Oh, magic and technology. Voodoo dolls and chants. Electricity will make it. Weird science. Fantasy and microchips. Shooting from the hip. Something different will make it. Weird science. Oh, pictures from a magazine. Diagrams and charts. Mending broken hearts and make it. Weird science. Something like a recipe. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. So my creation, is it real? It's my creation. I do not know. No hesitation. No heart of gold. Just flesh and blood. I do not know. I do not know. From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Ooh, weird science. Magic and technology. Weird science. Things we've never seen before. Behind open doors. Weird science. Not what teachers said to do. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Bits of my creation. Is it real? It's my creation. I do not know. No hesitation. No heart of gold. This flesh and blood. I do not know. It's my creation. It's my creation. Ooh, my creation. Ooh, my creation. It's my creation. From my heart and from my hand. Why don't people understand my intentions? Ooh, weird. Ooh, weird science. Ooh. Weird. Weird science. Weird science.
Have you ever pondered the movement of a star, a planet or a galaxy up in the night sky? Have you ever wondered why the sound of a siren is constantly changing as it passes you by? It's good to have many questions about the world that you face. That's how all of humankind's discoveries are made. Sound of that siren, light of that star, both are ever changing, it depends on where you are. In relation to the source of sound or light alike, the frequency that you receive very well might cause sound to become lower in pitch or light to redshift. This change in observed frequency found by Doppler, the physicist. Just as the sounds of sirens change as they come and go, the light from other galaxies helps us come to know the universe is vast in size, growing all the time, as shown by redshifty light that's come to meet our eyes. It's good to have many questions about the world that you face. That's how all of humankind's discoveries are made. It's good to have many questions about the world that you face. That's how all of humankind's discoveries are made. Understand the world around us, know the cosmos with less doubt, to comprehend that there is something instead of nothingness throughout. If we don't make sense of it all, as the why that matters most, we should turn our focus inward to the smallest things that we can know. For centuries great thinkers pondered how this world could be comprised. Is there an underlying constant to the world before our eyes? Ancient Greeks proposed a particle so infinitely small, and they called these constructs atoms, the smallest things of all. From the structure of the atom, all the elements are known, and from elements come molecules, as chemistry has shown. First, a nucleus sits densely in the center of a sphere, and its core is protons bound to neutrons. The atom's mass is mainly here. About the nucleus buzz particles that are vastly smaller still, electrons with their minus charge. In their orbitals they spin at large. From the structure of the atom, elements are known. And from elements come molecules, as chemistry has shown. Make sense of it all, to understand that's the why that matters most. Know the cosmos with less doubt. We should turn our focus inward to comprehend there is something to the smallest things that we can know. To the smallest things that we can know. Centuries great thinkers ponder how this world could be comprised. Is there an underlying constant to the world before our eyes? From the structure of the atom, all the elements are known. And from elements come molecules, as chemistry has shown.
I am MC Marmot. Thank you for watching.
You eat dead plant material and animal dung as well, making fertilizer to help plants grow, and holes through which air and water can flow. Earthworm, earthworm, you turn the soil over as you wriggle and squirm. Earthworm, I like the work you do, turning plant debris into worm poo. You've got a brain and 5 hearts, segmented tubular body parts, a muscular mouth and an anus too, making castings from the dirt you chew. Earthworm, earthworm, you turn the soil over as you wriggle and squirm. Earthworm, I like the work you do, turning plant debris into worm poo.
A question bothering your brain that you think you know how to explain, you need a test. Yeah, think up a test. If it's possible to prove it wrong, you're going to want to know before too long. You'll need a test. If somebody says they figured it out and they're leaving any room for doubt, come up with a test. Yeah, you need a test. Are you sure that that thing is true? Or did someone just tell it to you? Come up with a test. Test it out. Find a it can be checked. Make a test. Test it out. If you want to know if it's the truth, then my friend, you are going to need proof. Come up with a test. Yeah, you need a test. Don't believe it 'cause they say it's so. If it's not true, you have a right to know. Put it to the test. Put it to the test. Yeah, test it out. Put it to the test. 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 Science is real, from the Big Bang to DNA. Science is real, from evolution to the Milky Way. I like those stories about angels, unicorns, and elves. Now I like those stories as much as anybody else, but when I'm seeking knowledge, either simple or abstract, the factor is science. The factor is science. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real.